Hi there. Welcome to Bourbon Turntable. This is the show that blends the love of music with the love of whiskey. Tonight, I have one of my favorite guests back with me again. Anytime we've got a Chris Tapp / The Cold Stairs album, it's a wonderful excuse to have Jason Johantges back on from All Things Blues and Southern Rock podcast. That name is a mouthful, Jason.
I didn't name the podcast. It's Brian's.
No, I mean your last
him.
name. I mean your last name.
That is, but you know what? You pronounce it very well, like how it's supposed to be pronounced. And there's people I've known a lot longer than you that still struggle doing that.
Well, because the first time I had you on, I biffed it completely. I'm like,
did you?
Jason, hey, Jace. It's like you there's some guy that you meet and you've seen him 1,000 times and you can't remember his name.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh yeah,
hey, Chief.
Hey, pal, how's it going?
What's up, buddy?
Chief is like,
how's it hanging, Ace?
Chief's the most insulting out of. I don't know, like the Chief one just seems like you're taking a dig at somebody.
No, Chief is like, you really don't know my name and you really don't care.
And I don't really care. I was talking to my wife tonight. Well, feel bad for her, Kevin. Her name is Saskia. So one people struggle with their first name, and like I have to say, hey, it's sauce like spaghetti sauce, and Kia like the car, and just smash them together really fast.
Yeah.
Saskia. Then she's got Johantges.
That way, though? Is it
Saskia? So
okay,
she's Dutch. It's a Dutch name, and so she's got that going on. But anyway, what I'm getting at is we were talking tonight, and like I was watching the Reds game before I got on with you, and the Reds are playing Miami, and Sal Stewart, the first baseman, he's from Miami, and his family was there, and like his dad was in the stands, and the camera, zoomed in. I'm like, that's Big Sal, and like, so I went to my wife. I'm like, can you call me Big Sal? She said no.
No. That would not be a good idea.
She's like, you don't look like a Sal, and you're not big, so you can't be called Big Sal. But I was disappointed by that, truthfully.
Well, I can call you Big Sal.
Well, yeah. If you can't remember my name or don't want to pronounce the last name, just call me Big Sal.
Just Big Sal, Chief Big Sal.
Big Sal. Oh my God!
What else happening on All Things Blues and Southern Rock Podcast Incorporated,
LLC, Esquire,
DBA, TBD,
TM. We're getting close to our 300th episode, so Brian and I are thinking of some things that we could do to help celebrate and really get in that milestone. That's like, I think 6 years, maybe. We do about an episode a week, give or take, and 6 years. So, I don't know what we're gonna do yet. Maybe I don't know. So that's the big deal. We're getting ready to have Samantha Fish back on. She's got a live album coming out in May. So she's gonna hop back on and just doing our things, all things blues and Southern rock.
Yeah, it's blues or Southern rock.
Or sometimes it's neither, and it's just an artist that we really like, and we don't care they don't in our genre. So we can do whatever we want.
Like who? Give me an example of somebody that didn't fit into those two categories.
Oh yeah. So recently, like we've had on like the Dead from Nashville, the Dead Deads, and also an offshoot, the Foxies, who the bass player from the Dead Deads has her own kind of alternative pop band. We've had Kevin Martin from Candlebox in, and why they're blues inspired classic rock. That's not really our genre. So, Jamie St. James from Black and Blue we just had on. He's got a solo project with Tommy Thayer, who you know him probably more from Kiss, but he was the original guitar player and played in Black and Blue for a lot of years. So Brian's a big fan of, like, we can do whatever we want.
Right. It's kind of a misnomer,
Right.
When are you going to have Yo-Yo Ma on? That would be big.
Man.
That's a get for episode 300.
We're going to do Yo-Yo Ma and like Yanni on the same episode.
That would be great.
It's going to be the
Weird
episode.
And Weird Al.
I would love to have Weird Al.
Wouldn't that be cool?
The first non-kids record I ever owned was Weird Al in 3D.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Once I got rid of the Mickey Mouse disco record, I went to Weird Al, and like, so that's really the bridge to like rock.
That was a bridge to blues and Southern rock.
Southern rock. Awesome. And
Oh,
We could do an
man.
all things Weird Al podcast. That would be great.
Well, that would cover a lot of genres.
It would cover a lot of polka.
Yes. That's
what did we
great.
talk about on your podcast again? I forget. Bourbon and music, right?
Bourbon and music. So you have some whiskey there with you, Jason?
I do. I've got a little, my standard Maker's Mark with a little splash of water in there. I don't drink a ton anymore, so the liquor kind of, there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot. What do you got?
I could be a bad influence on you.
Yeah, well.
What I have is this is from Green River Distillery. Green, since we're talking about the Green album. Green River Distillery, and is actually in Owensboro, I think, which is just down the road from Chris. So he could probably get in his car and drive there in no time.
So Northwest Kentucky, Owensboro. West Kentucky.
West Kentucky. Yeah, West Kentucky. West. But they did this bottle last year as a special release for the United States Army.
I see that. 250 years.
250th anniversary.
Nice.
And it is 111.1 proof, so 11/11 for Veterans Day. This
very creative.
11 goes to 11.
Oh. And I'm sure you probably can't find bottles of that on the shelf anymore.
Actually, you can.
Can you?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm
pretty sure Green River is in your area. Yeah.
Well, my uncle is a West Point graduate. He was in the Army for a billion years, and I'm thinking that might make a nice gift for him.
And it's not that expensive. It's like, I don't know, $35-$40.
Oh yeah, that's really affordable.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Let's see. Cheers.
Oh, we're gonna try it. Cheers. Always enjoy Maker's Mark. Always.
Yep, quite excellent.
Okay.
Very
what is it? What is it? Is it hot? Is it sweet? Is it, what do we got?
No, there's some nice sweetness to it, kind of like honey, maybe a little bit of chocolate note in there, caramel, a little bit of baking spice going on, but it doesn't drink that 111 proof at all.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. Well, it can be, yes, unless you're an incredibly disciplined individual. Which,
if you're drinking Army, celebrating the Army whiskey or bourbon, you should be disciplined. That right? That's the military is all about discipline.
Well, you could have one in each hand, left, right. Yeah.
So I've got two drinks, like I told you.
Yep.
Can you guess what my other drink is?
Ginger ale.
Yes, it is. Very good. Because I like ginger ale. I've been having some acid reflux the last couple of days as a middle-aged man could, and so the ginger ale helps out.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, because we both go to concerts and shows as often as we can. A very good staple for concert drink is Jack and Ginger.
Yes,
you can do the old school Jack and Coke, and that's fine. Or you can do Jack and Ginger, but
Jack and Ginger's better.
You go to some of these places and their prices are ridiculous, and you don't know what they have, and the bartenders are interns at best sometimes. So if you just keep it simple, you're gonna save money and you're gonna get exactly what you wanted. So,
and sometimes they don't have the best whiskey or bourbon either, and you don't want to drink that neat or on the rocks because it's not always. Now I had a friend who always drank Crown Royal, ginger ale, and a lime, and it was especially in the summertime when it was hot, it was very refreshing. Yeah,
very cool.
But anyways, you got me to break my habit of not drinking in a while because it's a special occasion. So
it is.
I'm doing
very special because it's always fun to have you. I always laugh a lot, and I think we do good work. We do good work.
You do good work. I just follow in your footsteps because I just do the stupid part.
You were telling me how prepared you were, and you had notes. Do I need my readers? Do I?
No, can't ruin the facade. What is the facade of what we do on my
How much have you had to
podcast.
drink pre-show?
Not 2 sips.
Look, it's facade. That's easier to say than your last name
Facade.
or your wife's first
That
name.
is true. I can spell it. I just can't say it. Anyways, yes, I did.
One big
Listen, we don't
facade.
want to
That was
let
in a
our
movie.
good. I don't want to let you down, and I don't want to
Yeah.
let our good buddy Chris in the cold stairs down either. So I made
Right.
sure I, it's good.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Chris and the Cold Stairs. You actually saw the band on Saturday. We're recording this on Monday, April 6th, and you saw them Saturday, a
did.
day after the release of the Green album.
I did. So first, I'm gonna take a shot at Chris. Saturday morning or Friday, what right before then, I text Chris. I said, "Hey, are you going to have your solo record at the show so I could buy it from you?" He did
Right.
not. He had the new Cold Stairs record, but he did not have
Wow.
Green.
See,
Because what I was going to do, Kevin, I was going to
Mhm.
hold up the album and do a little show, show and tell, but I
Right.
can't do that now.
Well, as it was when we did our review of, I think both Southern albums. We did both Southern albums, right?
We
Yeah.
did.
The vinyl has been ordered, but it has not arrived. So
Listen, I'm cheap, Kevin. So
I'm
what I
blaming
like
COVID.
to do is I like to buy the vinyl at a show because I'm cheap. There's no shipping and there's no
Mhm.
tax. Cash in hand, man. You
Mhm.
know? That anyway. So I talked to Chris. I'm gonna just go ahead and order it from him that way. But I have streamed. Okay, you're asking me about seeing them live. So
Yeah.
last show of their current run they've been on, the run that's gone through like the Midwest and the Northeast and back to the Midwest again,
Right.
was Fort Wayne, Indiana, a place called the Baker Street Center. It was a converted church, not like
Yeah.
a old school church that you think of, but like more of a little bit of modern building. They made it a music venue. It was pretty nice. It was spacious. I had enough chairs. The sound was really good, and they had Steepwater Band as their opener, which is an awesome band too.
Yeah, they are great. They've opened for them a few times. Like they did a show with them in Indy not too long ago.
Yeah, they're both on Intrepid Artists, as
Yeah.
their booking company. So, mixing those guys together. I know Steepwater's done some shows with another favorite of ours, Parker Barrow.
Yes.
And they're out of Chicago, so they're a couple hours away from
Yeah.
Fort Wayne. So it worked out really, really well.
Very cool. Good show.
Listen, how many times have you seen the Cold Stairs play?
8, 9, something like that.
Have you ever been disappointed with the show?
No,
Exactly.
not at all.
These guys are professional classic. It was a great show. I mean, the Steepwater Band is awesome. So you've got that high level of musicianship and, rock and roll. And then the Cold Stairs come on and just continue it on and blow it up. They're always great. Chris's tone is always perfect. Bryce, Brian, those guys are like machines.
Look at this. Look at these guys.
I'd say Brian has a very good taste in fashion. I'll say that.
Now, his shirt is different than yours.
He's got the new one.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if I knew Brian was like a Nephilim sized guy. He's not a giant, but I didn't think he was so small that logo would look that big on him.
But that's the new shirt. So, what I'm trying to do is make it easier to see the logo and everything versus the old, the size I had. Plus, standing next to Brian, what a great dude. The sound he gets from his drums is huge, but standing next to him, I actually feel like I was a big guy. Like I looked at that picture, I'm like, man, I look like I'm not 5'11".
He to me, he's always been very good. Okay. From Cold Wet Night and Howling Wind, really good. But what he's done over the last, 5 years in terms of just how he's taking his drum game to next level after next level, it's very impressive.
He is one of my favorite modern drummers right now. And, he's probably in the handful of some of the best rock drummers that you could see right now. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And he he seems to be the guy that always prepared, gets it in one take, and why am I waiting on the rest of you guys? At least that's kind of the vibe I get from what Chris has to say about how they record. But live, the thing that gets me is he plays parts and fills to songs that are more difficult live than what he recorded. It's like, no, you're supposed to do it the other way. You're supposed to make it easier on yourself. But he doesn't. He does it the opposite. And I just completely impressed. And Bryce he's fantastic.
So what do you think of, sorry to cut you off, but I want to, because this
good.
is going in the conversation, Bryce's impact on Brian's drums, because now he's got somebody to pair with. Has that affected him?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about it in that regard. I think that'd be a good question for Brian. Let's call him. No, we'll do that. I'm sure it has. It has to kind of free you up some, and I think it frees up Chris definitely on guitar.
Absolutely, yeah. Lets him kind of play more of a lead guitar, not worry about doing the low kind of the bass notes.
Yeah. So and he's fit right in and adds a lot. He plays a little key keyboard from time to time as well, and he has hair like a metronome.
Yeah, he has nice hair.
He has very nice hair. Head of hair.
Yeah. But just a great musician. I think, we've talked about this before, and I've said the same thing when the Cold Stares have been on my podcast, is with a bass player, like the band, like they were great before, but like, it's a band, like it is just, I don't think there's a better like power trio, like a blues inspired power trio that can find right now.
No, not that's you would consider active. I mean, you could go back
like Cream or something,
a couple of decades and go to ZZ Top, and a couple more decades and go to Cream, or Rush. Rush has got a new drummer, so I don't know if that counts or not. But yeah, they're tough to beat.
Yep, a great band. I think it made a lot of sense out in the bass. I think for me, it gives Brian somebody to lock onto a little bit too, with Bryce doing. Those guys can kind of play together on some stuff, and it absolutely frees up Chris, because the last couple of years with Bryce in the band, he's really able to show how great of a guitarist he is with his solos and leads and everything else, and like his tone is always spot on. He never flubs a note, so just it's amazing. It's so clean.
Yeah, I agree. Very, very good. But let's kind of transition to talking about the Green album, which there's what it looks like. And
it's green.
It is green. It's not named after the color green. It's named after Peter Green, and most specifically this guitar that Chris was able to obtain, that was owned and played by Peter Green.
That's cool. Is that the 1962 Silvertone Speed Demon?
It is the 1962 Silvertone Speed Demon. Here's another.
See, I prepared myself.
You were very prepared. It's gorgeous, man. You can almost hear it.
It really is.
Now
you can hear that metallic resonance.
Very cool.
And he said that guitar, right, inspired him to write this album. Like he picked it up and played it, and he could just feel the inspiration.
Yeah. And I think he does that a lot with guitars, is he'll buy a new guitar, write an album, and then he'll get rid of the guitar and find another one to kind of help draw that inspiration for the album. I don't think that he'll be getting rid of this particular guitar ever, but that is the inspiration behind the album. So when you listen to this album for the first time, Jason, what were your initial thoughts? If you could sum it up, maybe 2 or 3 words that, okay, this is what the sensibility I got about this album?
I would call it new old blues. Because it's got most of the songs are almost just him acoustic or him with minimal other instruments or backup. So it plays homage to that really old school, like the 30s, 40s Delta blues, where it's just guys and acoustic guitar or resonator. But it also has a newness to it, like a modernist at the same time.
Right. There are some of these songs that it feels like, okay, did he write this last year or was this written 100 years ago?
Yeah, it's hard, it's hard to tell like with that. And it's Chris has an amazing voice. Not only is he a great guitar player, but he has an incredible voice. And he can really draw on that, again, that kind of the Delta blues vocalizations that you would get from those guys. And like, you can hear not just in his playing, but his voice at the same time. So that's what I heard. And I was like super proud of him when I heard that record for the first time. Just being friends with him, you can get super, when your friends or family do something great, like you just get excited for them.
Yeah. And he's been working on this for almost 3 years. He got the guitar in mid 23.
And he went over to England, like he was in England when he actually got it and picked it up and brought it back, right? He went to the auction and
that's my understanding. Yeah, I don't think he wanted to ship it.
Not with some of the videos I've seen of baggage handlers.
just throw it in UPS. We'll send
throw it in a pile.
UPS third day or whenever it happens to get there. That's great stuff. So let's just talk through some of the songs. The opening track, and I've got this little here to kind of keep us on.
Oh, look at you. Okay. All right. Man, this is a professional. I always forget how professional this is, Kevin.
It's very, very, very professional.
We have no visual prompts or anything in my podcast. It's just, of course, you show video, we don't, but like, we just wing it.
Why do you don't need it? See, so that's
we don't. Yeah, that's exactly. We don't need it.
Well, why I would want to be on video? I get that question every day. Why do you do video?
Because you're handsome. Look at you with your beard, and you look all wise and everything.
Well, yeah, I'm like Gandalf over here.
You shall not pass this podcast.
Speaking of Gandalf and spells, let's talk about Spellbound.
The opening track.
How about that segue?
That's professional.
Very. What are your thoughts on Spellbound?
I think this is definitely a good lead in. It sort of has, again, it's kind of the lo-fi effort, but a little. But it's got the modernity to it, and I really dig the slide work on this song. I think it's a great start to kind of tell you what's this album is going to be all about.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of subtle, and I know this is Peter Green inspired, but I think there are a couple of subtle Led Zeppelin references, and I think this is one of them with the opening line "In the Evening." I think that's kind of, I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it's still there. But a great song about obsession and possession. And
is it about the guitar? Is it about a woman? Is it about whatever you want it to be?
Well, is your guitar going to lie beside you or walk behind you? So I'm thinking it's a woman.
Okay.
Or an anthropomorphic guitar.
What if the guitars had a spell on it and it's like it's alive?
Yeah, that's. I think I saw that in a Scooby-Doo.
I ruined your perfectly nice podcast with my shenanigans. I'm sorry.
No, that's great. Okay, and you're right. It is understated in terms of instrumentation, but the drums on this are fantastic.
Yes.
Just kind of a haunting, hypnotic, rhythmic use of, I guess, primarily toms. But it's incredible. And the Cold Stares do every now and then they'll have these songs. I kind of call them the haunting songs, like Jackson, Mississippi, or Throw That Stone, or Ghost, Mortality Blues, maybe in that category too. This is kind of, it has that feel to it, and there are a couple on here that I think that would kind of qualify for that. But they're really interesting to listen to, and they have a almost a palpable feel to them, heaviness even, and I think this is great. I think it sets the tone for the album. It's more atmospheric, more reverb than what you're going to get on most Cold Stairs tracks, and I think that's kind of authentic to Peter Green as well.
Yeah, if a lot of people aren't familiar with the old Fleetwood Mac, the Peter Green Fleetwood Mac, they were a blues rock band. They weren't the pop act as you kind of get to know. Oh my gosh!
Look at this!
What?
The
We
man
have a
himself,
celebrity.
Chris Tapp.
He's
What's happening, fellas?
How are you?
Kent.
Yeah. So I can possibly see you guys.
Well,
unleash the mic.
Part.
Let's see if I can.
The best part, he's talking and we can't hear him.
Yeah, exactly.
Just press all the buttons, Chris. Eventually the mic will come on.
Yeah.
I know. I'm looking for it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, we're good then.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know 911 is going to show up at your house or something.
It probably.
Yeah.
They're on speed dial here. So.
Yeah. Well, we've been bragging about you and your band for about the last, for probably 20 of the last 25 minutes. The other 5 we'll just edit out. So don't worry about that. More nonsense. But we just started going track by track, Chris.
Yeah, I don't want to get in your way. I just want to listen. I'm here as a reference or a professional.
Can you hear Chris?
Yeah.
I can't hear him.
You can't hear
me?
I cannot hear Chris at all. I can hear you. I can't hear him.
That's kind of odd.
See.
That is odd. What the heck? I was making fun of him.
All right, so we've started this back. Apparently, we had some technical difficulties that required some sort of audio hokey pokey as people were coming in and out of the studio. But I think we're all here now. Correct? Everybody can hear everybody?
I can hear.
Yes, sir.
What? No.
We did the ultimate IT trick. If it doesn't work, log off and log back in, and guess what?
Exactly.
It worked.
Yeah.
You could be the IT director for about half of the corporations in America now.
Pretty much.
All right. So we were talking about Spellbound, and one of the comments that I had was there. I thought there were a couple of Led Zeppelin references throughout the album, and one was kind of in this song, and whether it was intentional or not, I don't know. But it starts out in the evening, and obviously a Led Zeppelin song with that too. So I don't know if that was an homage or if that was just a coincidence.
Oh, you thought I was going to answer that?
You don't have to answer anything.
Yeah. It probably was. I think maybe subconsciously after the fact, I went back and listened to it and I was like, oh, maybe am I nodding that way? I guess I was subconsciously just because I've listened to it so much. Yeah. That one, each song has something in it that I was affected by Peter Green in. And that one, the story of him being picked up at the German airport by the super hot chick or whatever else that gets him to the castle, and then they drug him. That ended up causing him to lose his mind and kind of a downward spiral mentally after that. I just had that in my mind. He just must have been just absolutely spellbound with this woman, just to follow her and do, as us men do sometimes, just do what we're told. And she must have said, "Hey, try this,"
Mm-hmm.
So
Kevin, question answered. It's not about the guitar. It's about a woman.
About a woman, yes. Jason thought it might have been about being spellbound by a guitar.
Yeah.
Well, that happens, as Jason knows, that happens a lot to us. But yeah, and I try not to necessarily write something start to finish about one thing, but that at least the idea of that song was from maybe him being captured by these Germans.
Yeah. Interesting. I like it. Well, I don't like that he was captured, but it's interesting. I like it.
You don't know what the woman looks like, Kevin. Maybe it was worth it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Where did you record this album?
I did it all at my studio at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's part of the reason why it took so long was I just usually with Cold Stare stuff, we're on a target, we are on a date that we're trying to get done, and with this one, I just purposely said, okay, I'm only going to go down there and work on it or pick up the guitar when I've got Peter on my mind, or when sometimes you just walk in a room and the guitar just kind of calls to you. So
yeah.
That's weird for me. That's not my usual MO. I'm on a schedule and trying to hit dates, and I just didn't do that with this one. So
yeah. Well, the production value on this is really high, and to have been recorded in a home studio, that says a lot about how you applied what you had to work with.
Well, I appreciate that part, and a part of that goes along with having the time to do it too, not be rushed. So I was able to record a track and listen to it. And a lot of things with Cold Stares, we would go, the snare's not loud enough, or the guitar is not loud enough, or whatever. But this one, I was able to just kind of listen to it in the car for a while and go, I know that's not the way we would usually do it, but that's the feeling and I get from this.
Yeah.
So, but Brian and I both, Bryce is coming along, but Brian and I both have worked really hard the last 5 years to be able to mix and record by ourselves.
Yeah. Drums on this, was that Brian?
No, this one's Eric Bastiles, who is in Belgium and is a good friend of mine over there.
Yeah.
Plays on a ton of big albums over there, has a badass studio too. And our mutual friend is Philip Chavour.
Great dude, funny guy.
Yeah, and Brian could have done this, but I could have told you what Brian would have played on it before he played it, because we're so much on the same wavelength. So I wanted something that would maybe make me not feel as comfortable as Brian does, and maybe make the song go somewhere that it normally wouldn't. So Eric was the key on that one.
Yeah, well, it worked, because the drum part on it is fantastic, and it fit.
And I do like your slide work too on that. It's very tasty.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Eric's a great dude.
The second track is Revelations, and I got to say that's one of my favorites. I just think the way instrumentally it's a little more on the more complex end for what's on this album, and just the way everything is layered together, it works and really draws you in. Lyrically, I don't know if you got a rhyming dictionary for what all rhymes with Revelations or not, but you do a pretty good job with that.
That's not too hard. That's not that bad.
There was a word I probably would have tried to use the rhyme with that would have been completely inappropriate for the song, just so you know. That's why I'm not the lyricist in my band.
Good. We're all happy about that.
I'm gonna vote that you get some of that, Jason. I'm curious to hear what that sounds like. Get you in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, there's a couple of songs I have written, one of which is Hookers and Blow, and another is called Townie Bar. So that's what I do.
Yeah. I get that. I can see that.
I'm not a very serious guy, Chris.
But that's what makes you fun, Jason. So.
But I appreciate that.
It's best to be who you are.
Chris, on this song, on Revelations, is it the guys from the Cold Stairs backing you up on it?
I can't remember if I had Bryce play this one. I think Bryce is on this one. I did the drums here. It's in my studio. Um, and then I think I had Bryce jump in on the bass. This is one of my favorite songs on the record too, just because it was kind of unexpected. And
Mhm.
you know, the goal was to make sure I used Peter's guitar, the National, on everything. And
Right.
right after I got the guitar at auction, I had a National Resonator hot plate, which is the plate that goes on the front of the resonator. I had one of those that actually had a pickup in it. And so I swapped that out before I did the record, and then it allowed me to play some electric stuff with the resonator too.
Very cool.
So it's kind of, there's an acoustic track with the resonator. There's a track that's electric that's blended with that. And I thought, well, you know, originally I had it in my head as kind of a Cold Stairs thing, but I thought I'm abiding by the laws that I've made for recording the record, and it works. And I had that thing in my head riding around in the car of, you know, just it's like you've been in this relationship. And to me, it was with Peter being in this relationship or whatever else he had
Right.
gotten himself into, and then just kind of figured out, oh, I'm in too deep. I'm gone somewhere I shouldn't have gone. And
Yeah.
I like that idea of that. Sometimes things are really difficult to get yourself out of when the lies and the lines are
Mhm.
blurred, what you're seeing. But when you see things clear, sometimes it's not so hard to get out of there. And that's kind of what that one was. But I love this track, and
Yeah.
out of all the songs that I've mixed, it's one of the my favorite mixes so far.
That bass groove is fantastic, and it sounds like something that Bryce would do. It is,
Yeah.
like it drives the song.
Yep.
The third track on the album is, I believe, was the first single, correct? In the Pines.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More of a traditional blues structure on this one. And this is the first time we have we have a homicide on this album. So we made it to song 3.
You knew it's coming sooner or later. Yeah. Going back to my roots there. Yeah. Sometimes we got to go there. It's funny.
I like that. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
No. You go ahead, Jason.
I said what I like about this one is now we're getting to kind of some of the other parts of the album, which is like this is old school lo-fi, like almost like a Delta blues. You and a guitar, or you and a guitar, and you know something else, but just you.
Yeah. And when I started the record, when I thought about the record initially, I thought about doing it. I thought the whole album would be like this, and it just naturally wasn't. But so I heard Peter Green, read something about Peter Green talking about Buka White, and Buka White is somebody that I just love. But man, it's an acquired taste, and it's not something that you know, you can listen to Son House or Robert Johnson, Skip James, some of those guys, and it just instantly feels familiar. Buka White is a little bit different, you know, and there's a couple songs on this record that I kind of thought about him and Peter Green making that reference. But it was funny, right when this one first came out, there were some comments on it, and somebody commented and said, man, I love this, but I'm waiting for the payoff, waiting for it to get heavy and at the end, or waiting for it to do this or that. And that would be my natural tendency. And with the Cold Stairs, it's something like Red Letter Blues, you know, it's something that grows and then gets big at the end. But the Delta Blues songs don't do that. This is a dark story. And I didn't want the song to be about, hey man, it's a badass riff and groove at the end of the song, or it went from the Delta Blues into this. I just wanted it to stay simple, even if it didn't make the song as accessible to everybody else, you know, that it would me. And I also was writing a lot of stuff around this time for TV and film, and I thought that's it. When they take a snapshot of a song when they put it in a TV show or whatever else, and I wanted it to just stay in that snapshot, kind of the whole song.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of guitar solos on this album. Maybe 3, maybe 3 songs, maybe by my count, which unofficial if you're scoring at home. But a lot of the old school traditional Delta blues stuff, it didn't have that. It had that structure, and you went verse to verse to verse, and
no bridges and no choruses really. It's just kind of it's a story song. It's primeval. It's, you know, back to the root of things. And the other thing, to be fair, is that's not an easy guitar to solo on. That's a man's guitar. You know? It's fun to play slide on,
right?
And it's fun to do a Daniel Lanois kind of thing,
right.
But it's not a fun thing to Joe Bonamassa it up. You know?
So probably high action and a pretty good
It is.
gauge on the strings.
I mean, it's fairly high action. Most of these songs that on this record are in a D tuning that I used to, and it's heavy strings, and but I get a chance to do that so much with the Cold Stairs thing. I just wanted this to be more of a feeling record, less show off, I guess.
Well, there's definitely a distinction to be made between the sound from the Cold Stairs and the sound on this album, but your voice has become so distinctive that you can't misplace it on either. You know who's singing, and you know from where he comes, and I think that it's fun to hear your voice in that different slot or genre, if you will.
Yeah, and I kind of, the Cold Stairs is me, as far as the writing and the singing stuff. I can't get away from that, and stuff like Mortality Blues or Break My Fall. I've done this all along, but I didn't think it was fair to call it the Cold Stairs without the guys playing on at least, half of the songs, and just to have a little bit of a distinction from the two. If there's something that's rocking enough that I feel like, hey, this is something that us three are working on, then it'll slide into that territory. But if it's something that I feel like a Cold Stairs listener might go, I don't know if that fits with the stuff on Heavy Shoes or Ways or whatever else,
right?
Or something that says something that is uniquely me, and I'm not speaking for all three of us guys, and I feel like it's better just put it out myself.
Yeah. So is that what prompted you to do this as project under a solo album moniker?
A couple things led me down that road. First of all, I always end up writing some stuff that Brian and Bryce could definitely play on, but I don't think it necessarily fits in the parameters of the Cold Stairs. And I learned by us being a two-piece for so long that the confines of being a two-piece really informed my songwriting. And now that it's a three-piece, I purposely don't go too far out of that parameter because so many people like the Cold Stairs thing. And, if I have something that I've written that's way different than that, I'll give it to somebody else or whatever else. But one of the other things I wanted to do is I want to have 2 Cold Stairs albums out per year, which we can do easily. But I felt like 3 Cold Stairs albums a year is maybe too much for the fans to consume. So the third album that I'll be working on each year will be a solo record. So I want to have 2 Cold Stairs records a year, 1 solo record. The solo record will be primarily acoustic. But what that does is we gave up a lot of records for Mascot Records. I gave up 3 good records of publishing, with Voices, Heavy Shoes, and the Southern Part 1. I don't own the publishing on those, and it stings when we get a sync or when we get some revenue come in and I don't touch it. So I set a goal of I'd like to have 6 to 10 records out that I actually own the publishing on as I get older, and so we started going down that path. So
what about a Heavy Earth album? When are we going to see that?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be an album or if it'll be an EP, but that will probably bounce around. Bryce is Bryce is heavy in prog, it's like,
Yeah.
That stuff's fun to him. And I go through about once every 3 to 6 months, I go through a stage where I want to do some stoner rock, doom type stuff.
Yeah, desert rock, doom rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we grew up on, Caius and Queens of the Stone Age, and um, friends with a lot of those kind of bands. So I thought it would be fun to kind of do a project. And the other thing is the more stuff that I have that fits under the umbrella of, hey, I can hear Chris Tapp, I can hear myself. I can actually
Right.
be okay with recording and put it out and not feel like I'm trying to be something I'm not. The more stuff that I have like that, the more stuff we could pitch to commercials and TV, and,
Mhm.
Right.
and that's what keeps us on the road.
Yeah.
So
Chris, I'm friends with a guy that does the Heavy Desert Rock podcast. So when you get this thing, man, we got your platform.
Who is that, Jason?
Oh my God.
Is it the guy from Vegas? What is his name?
Hold on. I got to go with my group thing, and I completely Dan Sierras.
No, I don't know him.
Okay,
We have a friend
he's
in
a good,
Vegas.
really good dude. But he does stoner rock, desert rock, kind of that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. That's his wheelhouse. So great, it's a good podcast. But we'll get you on him when you do your prog rock thing.
Yeah.
I didn't
Fun to
know
mix
about
it
this
up.
project. This is all new to me.
Man, I go for a walk, and if my earbuds die and I actually have to talk to myself, then my mind just goes, okay, what are we gonna do? And then for whatever reason, and I don't know, it'll be called Heavy Earth. It's like we have a record called Heavy Shoes. Maybe it'll be called something else, but we will do something that's in the vein of Neighbor Blues, So
Cool. All right, moving on down the line, we're to Old Lady Blues, and this is another one that kind of I thought had a bit of a Led Zeppelin feel to it, kind of When the Levee Breaks.
Yeah.
And the harmonica doesn't.
Great harmonica play. Who's doing the harmonica?
That's Jesse Red Wing, yeah, and he's a bad motor scooter. He is
so good.
Great, good friend, and another friend of mine that I met with Philip. He tours with Philip overseas. But yeah, he's a great guitar player, great singer. He has a couple songs that just knock me out, So you have to, Jason. I don't know. I don't guess I've sent you his records, but I'll send you some of his.
Yeah. I think Phil told us about him a little bit when we had Phil on the podcast a few months back, and was just giving us a list of some artists. He appreciated that we might actually like to have on.
Yeah, Jesse's man. He's wild, dude. He's from Australia, and he's cut from a different cloth. But I asked him if he wanted to play harp on it. I sat in with him and played guitar with him on a song that he has that I love, "Buried at Sea."
That's
when we were overseas. Yeah, and I said, "Hey, man, you got to return the favor, play harp on a song." And I can't even remember where he recorded, but yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
And that has a bit of Zeppelin in it. And again, that stuff's so imprinted on my brain. But Peter Green has some songs just about Black Magic Woman, some other songs that are just about being under that spell and being broken by a woman again. And that can be, Old Lady. That's a Kentucky thing too. Me and my old.
Is that your wife? Like your girlfriend, or
no,
elderly?
No, not
see
his
that, but that's the thing. It could be a number of things if you voice it like that. In Kentucky, everybody says me and my old lady. Could be a 19-year-old couple,
right.
It's your significant other.
Yeah.
Girlfriend, side piece, wife.
Yeah.
I guarantee I call my wife that. She's not going to appreciate it.
Right, exactly. And I had a couple on this record that I had to make sure and clarify with my wife. These are definitely not about you, sweetheart. So, but in the frame of what Peter had to go through, and thinking about some stuff that he went through with that, kind of inspired this one again too. But
yeah, you do have the line in that you can't love your woman and love your whiskey too. So I take I take exception with that, but you know, we'll let it pass because it's a
Yeah,
really cool song.
he couldn't anyway.
No, he couldn't.
He abandoned ship and headed down to Tennessee. So
yeah. This next one, one last chance. It might be my favorite song that you've written.
thank you, man.
And we get two versions of it. We get the version on Green, and we get the version on Texas. And I love that. I think the lyrics are just incredible. There's that organ in there, just fits, and the backing
vocals.
Who does the backing vocals for you, Chris?
So it's Leela Baum from The Damn Truth.
The Damn Truth.
Yes, singing back up, and then the organ is Steve Nathan, who has played on a massive amount of hits. Really, that was an honor for me to have both those guys on there. But you know, Leela's great. They're such a sweet group of people and talented band. But Steve, you know, it was just, I sent him the song, and some cats are like this, man, and I can appreciate it. I'm like this to a certain extent, but not the level that Steve Nathan's at. But I sent him the song and I said, hey, Tom Bukovac mentioned that if I was going to get an organ player for this song or keys, you know, you were the guy. And I said, would you be interested in playing on the song? This is Chris from the Cold Stairs. And he said, well, I'd have to listen to the song, you know, meaning it doesn't matter what you're paying me. I have to dig it to be able to play on it. And I thought, man, that's wild. And that's great though. You know, it's not just about money. And I sent him the song and he sent it back and he goes, wow, you know, you wrote this, you know, this is great. And that meant a lot to me, you know. But yeah, I appreciate that, Kevin. This one was written from a real place. And, you know, anybody that's been in relationships a long time, you know, it's about not giving up on the relationship when things get tough, you know, and that's hard to do. I've been watching Dark Winds. You guys watch that show?
That's the Amazon series, like with the reservation, the police on the reservation.
Yeah. Joe Lieberman, the guy on there, he has a real tough time with his wife too. Some, you know, depending on what I'm watching or reading, some of this stuff always bleeds.
Your music would go great on that show.
Yeah, they only, so it's positioned as like in 1972 or 3 or whatever, and so they only do music from the whatever year that the season's in, which is cool. But yeah, I'd love to have Dust in My Hands or something on there, but yeah, it's not only those years.
Thematically though, for you, a lot of the stuff that you write about are about like second chances, redemption, you know, like that is a very recurring theme.
Yeah. That's something that we all deal with, you know.
Well, quit doing the wrong shit, Chris. You won't have to write about second chances and redemption.
I'm looking for the person that just does the right shit, but I haven't been able to find them yet. Looking for well, there's one, but he's not here to.
He's on the last track.
True.
But the lyrics are so well written on this, and you know, you can really get the sense of somebody who is desperate to figure out how to make a relationship work that is just simply doomed to fail.
Yeah.
And the line, show me one card in your hand and I'll lay my money down. So just show me something, give me anything. And I'm all in. Love it. Like I said, I think
desperation is a good term for that one.
Yeah, but fantastic song.
Thank you.
Next, well, gee whiz, we go from one absolutely fantastic song I love to another. Standing Against the Wind. This feels kind of like a companion song to Looking for a Fight.
It is a song of strife. So I'll explain this one. We have a we've been playing in Europe probably, I don't know, 6 years, 7 years now. And we have a gentleman that's a journalist in the UK that started coming out to see us when we first started playing over there. And when we first met him, he was on the backside of a divorce and really going through a tough time. And I really connected to him and felt connected with him and just really felt his pain. You know, it was, if you've been through that before, you know, and he was just really fighting an uphill battle. And he's an older gentleman, and he was dealing with some back issues too. The next year we saw him, and he was really struggling health wise, even more. And he had to go through a number of things just to get out to see us. And then we didn't go over there for a couple of years. I think there was a period of time during COVID we weren't able to get over there. And then we saw him again. It was worse. And then this last time that we were over, while I was writing Green, we saw him, and he had a back brace on and really was struggling walking. And he made some homemade posters and had some drawings and stuff for us, and came to the hotel and presented it to us, and it really meant something to him. And I thought, man, this dude is just like, he's got no, like, I think maybe his kids were a little alienated from him, from his ex-wife, and he's really on the back end of his life. And just, man, it just hurt. It just hurt being around him, because such a sweet guy, and was trying, music meant so much to me, is trying so hard just to be at concerts and to write these reviews. And I won't mention the guy's name. I love him to death, and it hurt. It just hurt me. So this one's feisty, and yeah, I don't know. I'm Scottish. I think it's a bit Scottish, and so this one to me is always for him. But it also, I was thinking about Peter Green too, and what he went through towards the end of his life, and everybody's saying, you know, he had the issues, mental issues after the trip. And he just, you know, for people, it'd be like, you know, I don't know, McEnroe or whoever, some great athlete that could do all these things, and then have an accident and not be able to do those things in the capacity that they did before. How much that hurts. You know, I know you guys love sports, and when you watch somebody in their retirement and it's the last game, that breaks my heart every time. To have to say, I'm not doing this anymore. And I always thought, you know, Peter Green fought the good fight, but people expected him to play at that level. And after what happened to him, he was never going to do that again.
It's a little Sid Barrety, isn't it? Though Sid Barrety kind of with the drugs, really kind of, although that was his choice. He wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, to continue the sports analogy, look at Tiger Woods. I mean, everything that he went through, and injuries, and just, you know, the problem he had is nobody would tell him no. And
exactly. And there's that this song is not necessarily, this song is more about those people that are really trying to stay out of trouble and just get the job done. But some of these guys, you know, Tiger, come on.
Four times is a little much.
Anybody gets a second chance, but
the fourth chance is a bit,
Well,
maybe that's inspiration for a song for you, writing about four chances.
Too much of a good thing can be bad for any man.
One last chance.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I really like the song, and I kind of took it from a different perspective than what you'd intended it. But I think it works on a number of levels.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So good. All right, now this one, Redhead Blues again. The first question is: have either of you ever dated a redhead? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I have, and I have two redheaded kids, and I was a redhead whenever I was younger. You know, I'll tell you. I'll tell you a quick story. So Kevin, I may have told you this before, but my mother told me, my birth mother, who I've met later on in life, told me the whole time I met her, she was like, "Yeah, your grandmother was full-blooded Shawnee Indian." Like, oh wow, So I've always loved Southwestern stuff and always had an affinity for
Right.
Native American stuff. So I thought that's great. So one day, finally, I got some card in the mail or something. This is, ancestry.com, and I was like, I'm gonna turn this in and see what this is about. So I sent it off, and I get a thing back, and it says, "You are 99% Scottish and 1% Welsh." Like literally everybody that has birthed my blood came straight from Scotland to Eastern Kentucky. And I was like, okay, where's the Native American stuff, Mom? And my mom's a lunatic, so I love you, Mom, but
There is a Glasgow, Kentucky, so there we go.
Aberdeen, it's we got a lot of
Kentucky Scots
cross references. But yeah, this song is kind of an ode to all things feisty and Scottish, and again thinking about Peter and some of the ladies he had in his life.
Well, I think this has one of the better guitars, like one of the guitar solos on here. It's my favorite one that you play, and I think given the subject matter, it's a really good solo that goes along with what you're trying to convey.
Thanks, man. I had to have one on this one. It's too much of a blues to not have a solo.
There's a little bit of a Queen of Hearts crossover in Redhead Blues again. The redhead has a pistol and she has a blade around her neck, and of course in Queen of Hearts it's a shiny pistol in her right hand and a switchblade in her left hand. So I didn't know if that was trying to make a connection there or not, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I like them to be a little dangerous. In the songs, not necessarily in the real world.
It was probably tough to be your friend in your single days. It sounds like you put yourself in some situations your friends might have to, deal with
I wanted enough material to write, and but I got enough material of that.
Listen to the way he evades that question. He just completely evades it.
I got enough of that material when I was younger to last a lifetime. But yeah, again, this is another one from me watching shows. I can't remember what I was watching. I don't remember. Might have been Yellowstone. Probably a little bit of
well, yeah, there's some
Kelly in this one.
There, yeah.
Yeah, she's a redhead, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
played by a Brit actress. She's British.
Yeah. The town of Aberdeen is mentioned in a couple songs.
Yep.
Is that, and obviously there's Aberdeen, Scotland, but there's also several cities in the United States that are Aberdeen. Is that?
So that's another Buka White thing, because he's got that Aberdeen song, and I love that. And anytime I kind of thought about, he is a very rhythmic player, and kind of not sloppy, but hey, I'm going to let you know that this is real. And if I'm angry in the song or whatever else, I'm going to take it out on the guitar. And so when I thought of him, then I thought about Aberdeen, and then instantly thought of, there is an Aberdeen, Scotland. And so I like that's blending those two things together.
So in the Redhead Blues again, the redhead's mom was from Aberdeen.
Yep.
And in the Pines, the woman that was killed was from Aberdeen. So is the redhead's mom the one that was killed?
Never tell.
The world may never know.
Kevin, you're a lyrics guy. You're like I listen to lyrics, but you listen to lyrics.
Well, there are things that'll jump out at me. Just when I hear something that's familiar, and when you hear Aberdeen mentioned in a couple of songs, it's like, okay, well, is there a connection here? So
there's there's a few behind the scenes things in there, and sometimes those conversations are nice to have with somebody when they walk up after a show, and you can really tell that they're paying attention. But some of those things are just for me, but sometimes they get figured out. So
I focus on like the instruments because I play guitar and stuff, and like that's usually what I'm listening to. I mean, I notice lyrics, but like Kevin is like on it.
Yeah, keeps you honest, man.
Well,
I mean,
again, you think from
he'll
a guy
let you
who
know
loves
if they're not.
You didn't know you're going to be fact checked here. This is
I like it. I like it.
work.
I like it. Hey, I always felt like early on, it was important to write good lyrics because I couldn't sing like Chris Cornell or I couldn't play guitar like Joe Bonamassa. Everybody has to have something that's their strong suit or a series of things that are strong that can equate to whatever. And I always felt like if I'm going to go through the trouble of writing a cool guitar riff and we're going to work it out, it should have lyrically some importance, even if it's a fun or a silly lyric, it should have some thought behind it. So
yeah. Well, I think you're checking that box for sure. Next song is cover tune, line and track.
Yeah.
Old, I guess
Lead Belly
kind of made that famous. And this is an excellent cover. How did you choose this song to be the one that you would cover for this album?
I saw, I think I actually saw, I can't remember if I read or saw, I think this one I saw Peter Green talking about this song. And to me, this one is like, oh, well, that it's instantly relatable to kind of, I don't know, it just feels like home to me. And I think it reminded me of something that Peter would write. I'm wondering if "Oh Well" wasn't a derivative of Son House and Lead Belly and some of that.
Yeah.
And I also love songs by people that write songs about killing somebody or a bad heartbreak or whatever else. And make sure to include something gospel because it always feels really honest. If I see an hour worth of Joel Osteen, you never once hear him say, "Man, I had a busted ass day and somebody stole something from me. I wish I could have choked him out and my ex old lady keeps calling." It's never real.
Right.
And the thing I love about the gospels, when they come after Jesus, Peter's chopping people's ears off. These are real people, man. They're not Joel Osteen, and and I love that about the Delta guys. They wrote gospel songs and they also wrote what they knew. And anyway, so I always like that about line and track, and I always love to see Son House perform this. And I changed the last verse to put my own stamp on it. But other than that, this is me trying to bond with Peter from beyond the grave.
When I was a kid, big Aerosmith fan, I had no idea on Hangman Jury off of Permanent Vacation they were stealing that line from him, from the song. No idea. Took me till I was a lot. I was a teenager, early teens when that came out.
Yeah, I was the same, and I'm not for sure that that's not the first time I heard that.
Oh, that's the first time I heard it. Absolutely was.
Yeah, it could have been, and me traveled back from there. But I instantly knew that wasn't something that Steven and Joe wrote. When I heard it, I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's primeval.
That tour was my first proper rock concert I ever went to, and Guns N' Roses was the opener.
Yeah, I didn't see Guns on that tour, but I saw that tour. I think they came through Evansville. I can't remember who was with them opening.
Riverbend Music Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, summer '88.
That place has been there forever, hasn't it?
Yep. Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
And just a note on that one too, Kevin. That's a Lead Belly song, but I think that goes way back past.
I think it does too.
Oh, yeah.
I think he just kind of.
I think he's
who's most known for it.
He made it quote unquote famous, and then there are other people who've done it, like Taj Mahal. John Denver has a cover of
what? I got to hear that.
Apparently, he did an album of railroad songs.
John Denver?
John Denver, yes. So, and he included that on his album of Railroad Song. So,
Yeah, I think I've heard I think I've seen or heard Son House doing it too because uh, I don't know. I think there's a few blues guys that kind of at least riffed off of that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, it is an excellent cover, to be certain, and
thank you.
yeah, really enjoy it. The next song is "Matter of Time" blues, and I, honestly, I thought, okay, this is this is another cover from 100 years ago, but no, it's Chris Tapp writing it, right here in 2025, 2026, whatever, and that it has such an incredibly authentic feel to it.
Thank you, man. That was me saying, okay, you're not going to get to put any drums or bass on this. You're not going to add, you're just going to, I'm going to set up a microphone
Mm-hmm.
because that's the way that my heroes did it,
Mm-hmm.
and just set up a microphone and sing. And so I think I wrote it. I wrote that song probably 10, 15 minutes. I think I had it in my head. I went down, figured it out on a guitar, put a mic in front of me and recorded it. And I thought, well, warts and all, whatever, I'm not going to nitpick this. I'm going to mix it like they would have back then and put it out. And to be honest with you, I wanted a song like this on there that really honestly didn't have anything extra.
Yeah.
But I thought that this song would be on the record as that. And
Mm-hmm.
that would be like, it would not be a song that was noticed or talked about like Revelation or whatever else, Revelations. And sure enough, I put the freaking thing out on Spotify and it hit the #1 slot on acoustic blues.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, well, why don't I just make records like this all the time? Because I've made more on streaming on that song probably than anything else on the record so far. It's not my absolute most favorite song on the record, but it was a very just honest me trying to do a white boy version of a Delta blues thing, and at least pay homage to the way that they did it. But
Mm-hmm.
very, very grateful that it made the playlist because, um, yeah, that's a great playlist, and so just shows you
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 never
never know.
know.
And I wanted it to be honest, so I threw in the coal mine thing, and
Yeah.
that's from where I'm from, and that's the stories I hear of. Dude, she ran off with some dude that's making 75 grand in the coal mine. Around here, somebody's always stealing somebody's wife. They get a job in the coal mine and make a little bit of money, and they're after
Right.
somebody's wife. So, welcome to Kentucky.
One note I did have on this, Chris, please correct me if I got this wrong, but I think this is the only song that actually has a proper blues turnaround in it.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's just me and the National playing something that's
Yeah.
familiar and just a 12-bar blues type thing.
Yep.
That it's kind of like a cheeseburger, man, or moonshine. It's just like what's the point of changing it?
Right. It
It's
works.
at the point. Yeah, just do your
You
honest version
don't,
of it.
yeah, you don't need to, break it down and rebuild it. You just play it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. The last song on the album.
Taking us to church.
When I first heard it, I was driving down the road and had a few tears well up in my eyes. I've decided to follow Jesus, and it's a very powerful yet simple version of the hymn. What prompted you to include this on this album?
I had 9 songs and I needed a 10th one, and kind of went back and forth on what I would need on that. And 2 things. I had a friend named Steve Ayer that was probably the closest representation of what Christ would be on earth to me. He was just the sweetest dude. Never
Mhm.
judged anybody. Was just super kind. And I lost him to cancer about a year before I got cancer.
Man, jeez.
And I kind of, he was a Peter Green fan and Fleetwood Mac fan and good guitar player. And I had him on my mind and thought, how many people, Peter Green, my friend Steve, how many people get taken out, before their time or for what we think their time is anyway. And so I had him on my mind, and then I just was curious. I thought, man, I wonder where Peter was on religion, and I looked it up and found that he had gotten saved and
Mhm.
given his life to Christ. And then after he did that, he just wanted to give everything away. So like he called his accountant and said, "Hey, how much money I've got? Give it away." You know, gave so much stuff away, and um, I didn't want to do another cover, but that was one of Steve's favorite songs. And after reading that about Peter, I thought I'm going to kind of do it like Matter of Time Blues, or just
Mhm.
kind of keep it simple. But I wanted a church organ in there, and it's not my greatest vocal because I
Hmm.
got a little choked up on it too.
Hmm.
Just
But that's what
trying
makes
to
it good, the
Oh yeah.
emotion.
yeah,
Yeah.
just trying to get through it. But anyway, yeah, it just just kind of thinking about those two guys, and I thought it'll irritate a few people that I put it on there in general,
Mhm.
and
Hmm.
um and also touch some people at the same time. I do have a small contingent of fans that'll say something, man. Wow, they want another Killing song. So every now and then, it's
Well,
like
that's what
it's
Keith asked you about after the end of the Fort Wayne show. He came up and said, "Hey," he was asking about why did you do that and how he'd listened to it at church and loved it.
yeah, it's like tithing, man. I'm at my age. I'm very very blessed to be continuing doing what I'm doing, and I went through a round of cancer, and
Hmm.
I've had a number of things that uh, you know it's like Steve. I don't ever say, well, God rescued me from cancer. There's plenty of great people and great Christians that have died of cancer,
Mhm.
but I couldn't have gotten through what I got through without having that relationship. And
Yeah.
also, I wouldn't have this career that I have, especially at my age. I'm convinced without that. And I feel like it's important, like some of my heroes, Johnny Cash, Son
Mhm.
House, to at times tithe with the music and say, hey, this is
Yeah.
also who I am. Um, so I like putting something like that on there every now and then. I like keeping it old school, and that's a cool story about how that song was written too. So
Yeah, Indian, like from India, like converted to
yeah,
Christianity, right? Later on in
yeah,
life. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, Kevin, I do research for you. I don't research for my own podcast.
He has to do
Just
all this work for Kevin.
I know I will never do this for my own.
Oh,
We just wing it.
the pressure's on. The pressure's on. Um, so are you going to do any of this live? Is there going to be a Chris Tapp live acoustic of what's on this album, and maybe a few select songs from Cold Stare?
We have so many great Cold Stare songs to work into the set, and we're in trouble every show we play from somebody going, "Hey,
Yeah,
I can't believe you didn't play Ball and Twine." I'm like, we ain't played Ball and Twine in 5 years, or hey, why don't you guys, play this? So I think when I have Brian and Bryce out with me, I think it's important that we play this stuff that we've worked on together. Having said that, I'm sure that there will probably be a point in time that I may travel to Europe and do some other things and do some solo shows by myself, just because financially it might make sense, or it might be fun to do a short acoustic tour and
Mm-hmm.
uh, and play some stuff. But um, and there may be something eventually that that's one of the reasons why I won last chances on both records, because I was like, this is too good with Leela, and Steve on it, not to be
Mhm.
on a Cold Stairs record, and
Yeah.
it fit Texas, and then some more stripped down version on the solo record. But there may be some stuff that cross platforms eventually.
Yeah.
I love playing the acoustic stuff by myself, and invariably, especially in Europe, they want to hear Jackson, Mississippi. Like
Mhm.
every single show we play in Texas, they call out for Jackson, Mississippi, and our tour manager over there, Philip's like, man, why don't you learn that song? But if you have 300 to 1,000 people in a room and you try to play an acoustic song, you have to
Yeah.
have the temperament of a saint, or you have to be like Chris Knight and just grab people by the neck to make them listen. And I don't have either one of those. And just what Jason can attest to, the other night, I got distracted on Nowhere to Go, and I just stopped
You're
the song. I
welcome,
was
I
like,
guess.
yeah, yeah. So I don't mind doing the acoustic stuff. There are places in Europe that we play that you can hear a pin drop, and I don't, if it was quiet enough, I would love to do the acoustic stuff. But I'm not one of these guys that can be in a bar or something like that and play
Yeah.
acoustic songs. Everybody talk through it, and
Well,
I'm not okay with that.
I've got the venue for you if you want to do it. So
Yeah,
just say the word and I'll set you up.
yeah, might do
But
that.
you're talking about distractions. Last time I saw you guys was at Boca Lounge, and there's
all right. What's the story on this?
there just
Yeah,
always seems to be something.
yeah,
And so the show's going along and it's great, and I'm I'm in front row, but because there isn't any other row to sit in. And all of a sudden, this guy just comes up and he just starts dancing right in front of Chris and in front of Bryce and Brian, and
yeah.
just dancing around. Obviously high as a kite.
Like, was he
And
doing like
he's
the hippie spinning around dance stuff?
no.
Okay.
He's facing the crowd as we're doing our thing, and he is
Oh,
at the crowd.
gotcha. He's
It's
doing his
all
cool
about
guy
him.
moves. Okay.
It's all about him. And here's a great testament, because Kevin has seen us. Well, and Jason, you've seen us in multiple venues too.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin has seen us in Evansville, and he has seen us in multiple venues outside of Evansville. And I live here at the moment, and I'm not trying to just shit on Evansville, but there is no place that we play that has a lack of respect more than Evansville.
Wow.
Like when we play Kansas City, Kevin's been there. It's on. It's on. They are there to rock and roll, and they are there for the Cold Stairs. When I play in Evansville, there's a 25% of that crowd that's local, and 75% of the crowd drove in or flew in to see us. And the 25% that's from Evansville are talking the entire time,
Ugh.
or dancing in front of the stage, or
Mhm.
and we're at 115 decibels in there, and I can hear people talking 6 rows back about a zip pizza or whatever. It's literally, I haven't played anywhere else in the entire world that's like my hometown. So
Well, I respected Saturday night at the Baker Street Center. The host came on and said, if you're going to want to have a conversation, go out and like go somewhere else. Like, she said
did
that.
she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect, and everybody cheered.
Yeah. 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 It was a nice room for
It
that.
was a nice room.
Yeah. So interesting spot to watch you guys. I think you're playing the WC Handy Blues Festival,
And that is a fantastic place to see the Cold Stairs.
yeah.
And it's a fantastic lineup. We're playing with our friends, the record company, Schmicka Copeland. It's a killer lineup. That is right across the river into
Kentucky.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And a mile or two south makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, and then you're playing with the record company at the Shed in Maryville too, correct?
We are. Yeah, we are.
When are you playing the Shed?
The day before we play Handy Fest. I think that's June 28th, so maybe June 27th at the
So you
Shed.
guys can come back from Europe, have a little time down, and get back after it.
That's it. June 26th is Atlanta. Aisle 5 with our friend Mick Hayes. Then the record company show in Maryville, and then Handy Fest.
Yeah. The show in Maryville's not on your website.
Yeah, I
But
got to get on my guy about that. What, Kevin? What day is handy? Is that the
the
20th or the
20th,
20th?
the 20th.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So it's I think we're out 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th.
Okay.
28th of June is actually Third and Lindsley show in Nashville.
I love
that'll
that
be
venue.
great.
That's a
Oh,
great venue.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. I'll make one of those three, if not two of those three. So
Yeah,
Man, I saw Trigger Hippie at Third and Lindsley years ago, and that was a
yeah.
great show. That was a great band too. I wish it was still around.
Yeah.
that's when we first started playing in Nashville. That was Ron Bryce, the guy that owns Third and Lindsley, gave us our first shot in Nashville and gave us a gig there. And
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll love him till the day I die. He's instrumental in helping us out.
I mean, you played the basement in Nashville. I know I've seen you there, and
Yeah.
that's a cool spot.
Mhm.
But Third and Lindsley is,
It's
that's
the jam. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a really nice facility, venue.
Yeah. All right. Well, Chris, what have we missed on this album? What should we have covered that we didn't?
I think you guys got it all. I'm just glad that you like it, and I'm glad that the response has been what it is. And it was an album that I did for me, and really a labor of love. And so I'm really happy that it connects with everybody else. It's a lesson I learned when I started the Cold Stairs. Is this: if I do things that I really enjoy, then the people that do dig it will dig it much more than trying to do something that I think somebody else might like. So,
Right.
I got a closing question for Chris, if you don't mind, Kevin.
Please go ahead.
I need to know what amps you use to record.
This record, I used a ear trumpet microphone, which is a.
So you're just sitting in front with a
yeah. It looks like it's a round. Looks like something out of the 20s. When I was doing electric stuff, I have a Fender Pro Reverb that's down in the studio, and people will gripe about this later. I always use a SM7. The mic cabinets here in the studio. There's better mics for mic and guitar cabinets, but that's what I like, so that's what I use. One of the things that I used on the on Peter's guitar is there's a plugin that I have called I think it's good called Woodworks. But what you can do is you can record an acoustic guitar, and let's say it's a small body, and you can use this plug-in to make a small body sound like a jumbo.
Gotcha.
And on a couple tracks, I took Peter's guitar and recorded it, and then ran it through Woodworks in a stereo way. So I have Peter's guitar on one side, and then I might have a version of Peter's guitar that's a little bit more acoustic sounding, blended with it, just to get some variance on the sound. That guitar sounds like Matter of Time Blues and Old Lady Blues. That's the sound of that guitar, unaltered. But again, my confines were to only use that guitar on the record, but I gave myself the liberty to change the sound when I wanted to. And I got to say, what were you guys drinking tonight? I missed that.
Oh,
ginger ale.
Jason got too hard with us. He went hard the other night. Now he's got to lay back.
Yeah, exactly.
And I asked because I have to give a shout out. So I have there's a fella that makes this stuff for Emerson, parts for your guitar, caps and pots, and he's been doing this stuff. So it's really high end stuff to make your Les Paul or your Strat sound better. And he sent me a package. It reminded me of Kevin. He sent me a package with a T-shirt and some stuff with some pots that I ordered for my Les Paul for this upcoming tour. His name's Mitch, and he's got his own brew.
Oh wow, look at that!
Wow. There you go,
yeah, dude. And I don't know if you could see that, but it's his.
After I put glasses on like you guys, I can see it.
Yeah, it's just his small batch, and I got to say it's fantastic. I'm gonna have to get This is the winter batch from February 2026. I'm gonna have to get you guys a little bit of this hand wired in Leonard, Oklahoma.
Nice.
So
I did have a little bit
it's
of
good
makers
stuff.
with a little bit of water in it, Chris, just a little bit, because I haven't really been drinking forever. So I made an exception for Kevin because that's what you do.
Yeah, I've got a Green River for Green album, and this is from Green River Distillery, just down the road from you in Owensboro.
Yeah.
This particular bottle was made for the U.S. Army on their 250th anniversary last year. So
killer.
Yeah.
Man, you sent me some stuff that was a little mesquite. I forget what it was. It's like a southwestern stuff, and I've got just a touch of that left in there, and man, that's good stuff. So
I was double fisting ginger ale and bourbon.
Of course you were.
A lot more ginger ale.
Of course you were. Yeah, it's a weekday. We got to be.
I wish I got rowdy at your show. I drove, plus I was, anyways.
How far was that drive for you?
2 hours and 10-15 minutes, depending.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's about like me to Evansville. So.
Well, Fort Wayne's great. It's pretty easy to get to from where I live, Northwest Columbus. But you can always go to Sweetwater and take a look at what they have there, and see two bands that you love with dudes that you're friends with in them. And it doesn't get better than that. Those
guys, Sweetwater or the Steepwater guys are great. You got me thinking about buying guitars now. Steepwater guys are Jeff and those guys are.
We went to Sweetwater and saw Steepwater and the Cold Stairs. That was a very mouthful Saturday night, but Keith and I had a great time though.
Yeah. I owe you a show on that one, Jason. I was so freaking tired.
You were good.
Yeah, I thought it was horrible, and I watched back on your video, and I was like, it wasn't that bad. But the playing wasn't bad. But when I'm that tired, I'm sitting there trying to remember lyrics sometimes. And the night before, we had a weird hotel, and there was people making noise all night, and I literally slept 2 hours, and we just got back from this 14-day run in Northeast, and so towards the end of that, literally, we started nowhere to go. Jason asked me how to play a couple guitar riffs, and I start the song off, and I'm literally going, did I show Jason this? Did I show him the right way to play this? And I screwed the song up, and I thought, I'll just wait a second and jump back in, but it's intricate when Bryce and Brian
it is.
And I just stopped the song. I said, listen, guys, I'm tired. Sorry, I don't even want to play this song. And I lit into 2 keys.
But it was so organic. It felt like that was actually planned. Like, it wasn't like, oh, shit, they fucked up. It was like, that made sense what they did. It was, like, perfect.
Yeah, except there was a guy up front that really wanted to hear that song because he goes, like, what are you doing? Like, and then I thought, dang, man, he paid his money to hear this song. But
I knew you guys
we just added it. Yeah, we just added it to the set, so I'm still kind of learning it myself.
I knew you guys were tired because I talked to you before you went on, but like, you guys were true professionals. Everybody nailed it. I mean, before you got on, I was telling Kevin, like, your guitar tone and everything was like perfect. Like, all you guys just sounded like spot on.
Yeah, thank you, man. We're road hot. We've played a lot the last year, and we're playing a lot this year, so we are very accustomed to each other at this point.
Yeah. All right, we've got like, you don't have anything else going on. This Texas album. Wait, I think we've got a visual display there, show and tell there.
I tried to buy Chris's solo album Saturday. He didn't have me with him.
I'm still waiting on mine to show up in the mail. So
yeah, I got you. I'll take care of both of you guys on that. I don't. We have so much Cold Stare stuff to sell, and those guys get an equal split. I hate to take my own, and I think I printed only 250 or 500 of this vinyl. That's all I'm doing, and when they're gone, they're gone. So I'm not in a rush to sell them. But you two deserve one, and I'll get you both one.
You're a gentleman.
This thing comes out May 1st. Wasting no time.
Wait a minute. How do I have this then? Does it come out?
Because I love you, man.
It's a bootleg. fake news. You
It's a
open it up.
bootleg.
Well,
I
once you
bought it
take
from a
the,
guy in the parking lot in Fort
once you
Wayne.
take that
I'm
wrapping
fucking-
off and you pull it out, it's like John Denver's Railroad album. What is this?
I'll tell you
Dude,
a quick analogy why those, or reason why those are out now. We have been holding the previous albums until release date, because when you sell them on release date, they all get counted that day.
Mhm.
And we've had 2 records that were number 2 on the Billboard Blues chart. Okay. Last 2 records that we had that we anticipated being number 1, because we knew around how many albums we sold, and you kind of get a number of what it takes. And the last time that we did that, Tab Benoit hadn't put out a record in like 10 years, and he decided to put out the record the same day we did.
Yeah.
And it went to number 2. And then the next time we were like, okay, we got this. It was the Southern Part 2. We were like, we got a number 1 with this. We knew how many we had sold. It was a lot for us. And Joe Bonamassa, my good friend, put out a record the same day.
I remember
So
that,
this record, they said, well, do you want to hold them all so we can put them all on the same day? I said, I don't care what they are on Billboard. There's nobody, half the time people make that shit up anyway, and it's not true, and whatever. So we're out slinging them and selling them, and we're just glad people want to buy them. So
I like to buy them personally from the artists. I think that's nice. Then you guys get the money right there. I'm also cheap, and I don't have to pay shipping when I do that. So
there you go. There you go.
I'm frugal. I've got
Smart.
a Billboard trivia question for you guys, because I just learned this over the weekend. How many top 10 Billboard singles do you think the Beastie Boys had? Top 10 songs. I'll give you a hint. They had 4 number 1 albums in their career. How many top 10 singles do you think they had?
Man, I don't think they had any.
One.
You got to fight for your right?
Yeah.
I was going to say that would be the only one, and I was waiting for you to say it went to number 2.
But like,
love the Beastie Boys.
But like No Sleep Till Brooklyn, Sabotage, Intergalactic, like there were some big records, but like I blew my mind they only had one, and that went only with the number 7.
Yeah, man, you'd be surprised how many songs, especially in that like the yacht rock stuff, how many of those songs we listen to now, and you go, oh man, those like they're still around, so they must have been giant hits, and they didn't crack the top 10 at the time, you know.
Yeah.
No.
They've had a weird life afterwards. Beastie Boys stuff, I think, is kind of like that, sticking around. But
yeah. You know, I find out my trivia. I listen to 80s on 8 on Sirius's top 40 countdown while we're doing our house chores, and it was 87 or whenever that came up, and like I was like, wow, holy shit, okay, I would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
All right, well, in about a month, I guess we'll get back together. And we'll talk about this one. It's I don't know how y'all do it, but you keep one-upping yourself with each release, and so I'm looking forward to having the conversation around that. And as always, Jason, thank you for joining in, and it's always a lot of fun. And Chris, it was a great surprise to have you with us as well this time.
Yeah, appreciate both you guys. You guys are both outstanding friends to me and the band, and I appreciate you guys.
And we're handsome, right?
And you're good-looking son of a gun. Yeah,
that's
I
all
just like to get on here and just I get on here and just get some style points.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin,
Jason, you got the Cold Stairs shirt on?
I do.
Look at that. Come on, man.
This was a Cold Stairs episode. How can I not wear one of the shirts I have for you guys?
There you go.
Kevin, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
thank
Kevin, fantastic. Thank you for doing this for the record.
It's classy, and I'm not used to classy, so this is nice.
I do what I can.
Should wear my suit jacket with my shirt.
Next time, tuxedo t-shirts.
There you go.
I've got a powder blue one.
I don't have one, but I will get one before then. So
I'm just supervising that one. I am not doing that.
Till next time. Cheers, everybody.